Hi, in this video I will explain you how to get more and better business-to-business clients without actually increasing your budget. So first a short introduction about myself. My name is Erwin de Wert and I started in business marketing back into 1995. So I've seen the whole evolution of digital marketing actually. Most of the customers that I have are in technology and professional services business. And we have some others in pharma, etc. But most of them is in the technology space. And I helped companies in all kind of different sizes and over in 22 different countries. So I got some questions, is this working for me, or my country is different, or the culture is different? The principles I'm going to explain you and the strategy I'm explaining here, actually it worked in all these different countries and for all different industries and different company sizes. And the other thing is that I'm really result focused. So everything I do is basically a combination of marketing backed up by results and by performance focused. And I have a passion for digital marketing and mountains and coffee. That's why I live near the mountains and that's why I live in Italy. But having said that, but all of this is not really important because you are here for you and not to listen about what I have to say. And by the way, your prospects, they are exactly the same. They don't care about you and they care about solving their own problems. So that's here. So let's move on with this. Secret number one, so is logic, the make everything about them. And that means people, they can become your client and they won't become your client if they believe you can really help them solve their problems. And actually the best way to convince them is actually by helping them. So that's, we dive in today and that's what I do here. I will really now help you by giving this presentation for you. And therefore all your marketing and your conversations, everything, it must be all about them. We come back to that a little bit later in the presentation as well, and how that works, how you can implement that. And specifically it's important focusing on what they want and how they get it. So think about what you brought here. And it was not like, oh, a brand new video from Erwin. What is nice to see. No, that is not really interesting. What brought you here is how to get more and better business-to-business clients. So let's dive into this and look how we can establish that. So the over the years and helping a lot of different companies, I found there are several roadblocks that are important and what stops business-to-business companies to actually get the clients and keep the clients in the way they would like it or to like to accelerate it. And of course there are many roadblocks, but basically there are four main areas of interest that I would like to highlight. And the first one is people don't know you. So you have a company, and we see this a lot in the business-to-business area. Let's say the attention for branding is not so big, and that means a lot of people just simply don't know what you have to offer, and that is of course a serious roadblock. The other thing is, okay, maybe they know you, but not having enough leads or not having enough qualified leads, so they are unqualified. So you know the whole thing. You generate leads as a marketing department, you give them for sales, and sales, they do not really see the value because they think they're not qualified enough, etc. So the third thing is a disconnect between marketing and sales. I already mentioned a little bit about the handover of leads and the lead quality and all this stuff. And we see a lot that marketing and sales are still different, let's say departments, different silos. And the last thing is to keep clients, and that means a poor customer retention. It's a really serious thing because you can find a lot of new clients, but if you lose them on the back end, then what does it help you? Okay, because of all this, you may see a low customer lifetime value, meaning the total revenue and profit that you make from a client over the complete lifetime. The other thing is inconsistent revenue streams. We want, of course, that every month, let's say that we have a stability in the revenue stream, a growing revenue stream, and we don't like to see inconsistencies in there. The other thing is missing opportunities for conversion. Yeah, we come back to that later in the presentation. That's an interesting one. And the last one here is thing that you might see because of all this is difficulty in staying competitive. So if you don't do anything, then your competitors will, and that's not good for your competitive position. So this brings us to secret number 2, everything is connected. And what I mean by that, so that means that getting and keeping clients is basically a journey of connected activities. It's a journey. And the second thing is you need to manage this transition from one stage in this journey to the next. Simply need to manage that. And thirdly, the more seamless the progression between the stages, the more superior the outcomes. And let's have a closer look how that all works out and what I mean by that. So a business typically has only 4 steps regarding their marketing and sales process. And we see this here on the screen. So that means there is a market and we want to sell something, a service or product to this market. In this market there are companies, all kind of different ones, like we see here on the dots, different sizes, but also different type of companies in the colors. We see this here. And then the first thing is, of course, that they must know us, so branding. Then the second thing is we need leads from this. And then we like to transition the leads, convert the leads into clients. And when we have the clients, we like to keep them as long as possible. So these are the 4 basic steps that every marketing and sales process has. And then we have the clients on the right. So we have the clients that we would like to keep as long as possible. However, where we make the money is in the end. And that's a very important thing to consider and to realize. So that means everything that we do before this point has all one goal, all one reason, is to make the sale and to keep the client as long as possible. If we don't do that, then it doesn't make any sense, right? You can have hundreds of leads, but when you never convert the lead into a client, it does completely not make any sense. Same with branding. You can do fantastic branding. Everybody know you, but nobody buy your stuff. That means it does not make sense. So the main focus in everything we do should be geared towards this final end result. And that's a very important one to keep this in mind. Well, but if it's so simple, why is it then so hard to do so? So let's have a look at it. And the thing is, what you see over and over is that marketing departments, they are very busy doing all kinds of activities. So they work on content marketing, branding, videos, podcasts, events, whatever, And actually most of these things they do to fulfill the organizational requests or needs or whatever. So they receive all these requests from the organization to organize an event or to work on branding or whatever it is, do all kind of activities, email and stuff. However, so that means the focus is really towards doing all these activities, and everybody's happy when an activity has been completed, so we can come to the next one. But by the end of the day, what you still see a lot is that all these activities did not really make any contribution to, let's say, the bottom line of the company's results, meaning growing revenues, profits, and more clients. And in fact, it also means that the marketing activities has a focus everywhere, they focuses all the time, in all the energy, the time and the focus go in all these different directions. And that is not what we really want, and that doesn't really help to make the performance that we are looking for. So it means the focus is simply in the wrong place. Instead of having the focus on the context, that the focus should be on the context, how these contexts progress, let's say, through the journey. So how they progress the journey. Instead, many people, they focus on completing the activities. So we see this here. So, and we need to shift the focus from an activity point of view to a performance point of view. That doesn't mean that you don't do any activity. Of course, you do all kinds of activities, but the reason you do these activities and the kind of activities that you do has as goal to move the companies from one stage to the other. And that means we follow that and we tune it towards bringing a flow. So, and to make these transitions happen. How you do this? Well, here is the cure. And if you like to brainstorm about the ideas that I'm going to explain you in this video, then we are pretty, let's say, happy to help you and to talk to you. So somewhere here on this page, you will see a button. You can click it. You can set up a quick call. And then we discuss with you the things that you're going to see and to find the best solution for you. All right. So this was my quick pitch. And now we come into the real cure. And there are basically 3 things that are must-haves to fix all these things. And the first thing is build a journey. So we said the goal was getting and keeping clients is a journey, but we see that most companies, they suffer from disconnected silos. So they do not have a life cycle focus. So the first thing you want to do is to build a journey. The second thing is you need a performance focus. Without the performance focus, it will simply not work. However, most companies, they do not have the metrics. They don't know about all the metrics behind the different stages and the clients and all this kind of stuff. It's important to have that, this performance focus. And lastly, we need to have a transition focus. And that means we need to focus on moving companies, people from one place to the other, from one stage to the other. And there we will find all kinds of frictions and leaks. So it's important to find these friction and leaks and to mitigate these friction and leaks. Then we come to secret number 3, the core 4. And to do all these things, actually, we can focus on only 4 elements in the whole process. So if we see the customer life cycle, like I said, we have a market on the left and we have clients on the right. So the 4 steps are attention, leads, conversion, and retention. And we need to maintain a overview, let's say, holistic approach for this process to build, let's say, that people know us, that they are interested and they like you, and also to trust you before they can become a client. And then we need to deliver a lot of value to keep them as long as possible. It's simple like that. So what does that mean? In the first place, it means we need to know the numbers. And here you see an example how that looks like. So on these different stages, we have a benchmark. As an example, there's a market, and from the market, 1 to 3% typically can, let's say, visit your websites. Let's say you do an ad or a post or something like that. You put something there out in the market in different channels. So 1 to 3% will click on your message, come to your website, right? And then when they are on the website, then 10 to 20% basically will then become leads, quite normal. And from there, between 5 to 15% will become a conversion or an opportunity, a sales cycle. And then, depending on your sales team, sales cycles can be closed, let's say 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, and then we have a client, right? So that means if we look at these numbers, then we need to know how that works out. So on the bottom, you see an example for a situation, how that looks out. And that means, for instance, we have a current situation where we spend 1.5 euro for a click on an ad. Let's say we do an ad. Can be different sizes of traffic, but here we have an ad that gives us 5,000 clicks. From the 5,000 clicks, 10% convert, so we have 500 leads. And from the 500 leads, 10% become opportunities. So we have 50 opportunities. And from the 50 opportunities, 20% become clients. So we have 10 clients in the end. Well, let's say we sell something for $2,000. Then that means we have 20K in revenue. And I also calculated the cost here that you see. And that means the cost for one client will be $750 to get one client with an advertising spend of $7,500. And that also means that the return on the advertising spend, so the ROAS, return on advertising spend, is 2.7. So first off, you need to know these kind of numbers, how that looks like. And then we can do the next thing with this. Because then we say, okay, if we want more results, that means we have to make more impact in these different stages, right? Simple like that. So that means we need to make more impact on the attention stage, what means more brand awareness, okay? And the next thing is to have more and better leads on the lead stage. And when we have, of course, leads, we like to have more and faster sales orders out of the leads. And finally, also more loyal customers. We need to increase all these different elements. And the thing is here, and that's an important one, that we not do this one by one, but we do this all simultaneously. And this is a very important thing, and I will show you in a moment why, and how magic that is by doing these things simultaneously. And it is not difficult. So the first thing is that we will then identify the leaks and frictions in the process. So that means, as an example, we have leaks by people visiting the website, but on the website they can go on all kind of menus, places, so we lose them. So that means leaks. Another friction there is no lead catcher, so they cannot, let's say, you cannot give the name and email, they cannot request something, and that means they cannot become a lead. So they come on the website, but they cannot become leads. So there is a friction. So the next example is in terms of leads. For instance, you have a lead, but you don't follow up. So there is no nurturing process. And especially in B2B space, it can take much longer for a client to close, right? So it can take months. So that means in this meantime, you need to nurture the client so that they are growing in their interest and like you more to build their trust. And if you don't have this in place, that means again, you leave a lot of things on the table. Then the next, in the conversion stage, what we see a lot is there's marketing, there is sales. So if there is a marketing lead, it's important to have this marketing lead when it is qualified according to the qualification standards for sales, to bring them as soon as possible to sales. Well, that's another leak if that not happens. So the leads are staying within marketing, then you lose a lot of potential. And also in the retention stage, if you have a client but they never hear about you because you don't engage them with valuable content, or you don't ask their feedback, how they're doing, for instance, with an NPS every now and then or something like that. So that means then also the risk that they give up and that they go somewhere else is, of course, growing, right? So this is the first thing what we do. We find the leaks and the frictions. Then the next thing is something I called lost potential. It looks a little bit like the leaks, but it is different. So we've seen these conversions like a benchmark, right? But what it also means, on every stage, the majority of people that come to this stage actually don't do the thing that we want them to do. So people that come on the website, most become not lead, right? Only 10 to 20% become lead, but that means that 80% or so do not become a lead. So they been to your website and they see things from you, but they do not become lead. And that is the same if we have leads, only 5 to 15% become a opportunity and enter a sales cycle. So that means around 90%, they never become an opportunity or start a sales cycle, and so on. So that means that the majority of people just don't do what we want, and that's super normal. That's human behavior. However, if we can do something with this lost potential, and we can, then we can leverage this lost potential with a follow-up strategy. And it means simply by bringing back the people that didn't do what we want them to do, by a follow-up strategy, bring them back to the thing that we want them to do. So we just repeat this, let's say, we make it more interesting for them to do the thing what they have to do. Most companies don't do that. So that is a really lost opportunity. And that's the other thing, how we can easily fix and improve the total flow through this journey. And again, coming back to the numbers, we've seen this first, let's say, example. So let's say we do some leaks, we remove some frictions, and let's say we don't do anything, magical. So we only do an improvement of 10%. So here in this example, I chose an example 10% improvement. It's very little, of course. You can do much more, but okay, that is for the calculation. But let's see how that works out in the model. I told you we do these things simultaneously. And 10% is not difficult to do. You can easily improve different things in 10%. And what it does, you see this in the green numbers. As an example, we have the 5,000 clicks. 10% more is 5,500. At the same time, we also improve the cost per click. So that means this goes from 1.5 per click to 1.35 per click. The cost go down. And then we move to the lead stage. Instead of 10% conversion, we have now 11% conversion. And you see already that we have a jump in leads from, it was 500 and now we have 605 already. So then the next in the conversion the same. So this also increased 10% from 10 to 11. And now all of a sudden we have 67 opportunities or sales cycles instead of 50. The end story is then we do the conversion and it's 22% instead of 20%. So a little bit more. It's just as an example, if you just structure your sales pitch a little bit different, you can have these results easily. And that means we end up in 15 clients instead of 10 clients. And that means also then if we still sell the same thing for 2K, right? We keep it the same, that we have a 30K revenue instead of 20K revenue. And now our return on advertising spend is 4. It was 2.7. So you see how quickly all these things happen. And it also means that the revenue was 1.66 growth. So 166% growth on revenue by only 10% improving these different stages. And the profit is almost double, 180%. So if you do a little bit more, like 12% or so, it will go over doubling the profit. And at the same time, the cost per client go down. 34% cost per client go down. So that means with the same spend, we have much more and we pay less. So that's an incredible result, of course, for this model. And that is how it works. So if you would like some help with this, then we offer you get our free performance marketing success plan, right? We are happy to help you, like I said in the beginning, to tell you how you can do these different things so that you can also have these results. And this all starts with a diagnosis for what's going on and to identify the bottlenecks. And this is actually what you receive by, let's say, this success plan session, right? So it will be very clear where you can win and where the bottlenecks are. And then also we discuss how to fix them and turn them into the revenue drivers. So change these bottlenecks into revenue drivers. Other thing important is, of course, to have a very clear understanding before you do anything to define your performance potential in terms of what kind of untapped opportunities do you have, and when you fix them, what is the kind of results that you might see and that you can expect. So we give you an estimate. We have here, you see a scorecard on the right. So we give you an estimate with a scorecard what kind of wins you can expect by implementing the strategy that we suggested. And the other thing is also, we help you by how you can implement the different steps, different strategy, by a one-step action plan and blueprint. So the point is, you don't want to do a lot of things, let's say what is confusing you, what doesn't help you. So what I said, the activities should be geared towards the performance. So here in the one-step action plan, that means you do exactly the things that makes the difference and increases, for instance, this 10%. And also, many times when you do one thing, it impacts different stages at the same time. So that means then you win on these different stages in one go. We have a blueprint, we give you this, and also you will receive the one-step action plan. And then also on top of this, we have a business growth simulation tool. So that means the numbers that you see on the slide, we do this for your business. So we plug in the numbers in this model, what we give to you, and we do this together with you also, so that you can play around with this and you see exactly what kind of numbers you need to hit your target. So what do you want to achieve? And then we can exactly see what are the different numbers behind it. And it's even, you can see your sales forecast over time, how that progresses if you, let's say, over a period of time. There comes also a free training how to use this simulation tool. So that means we will help you transition actually from branding to intent-based branding. That means it's branding with a performance element in it. And we can help you in getting qualified leads that want to buy from you instead of just leads that are not, let's say, evaluated by sales and not, let's say, make sales happy that they won't work with this. No, these are qualified leads that actually want buy, and sales is happy to follow up with them and they ask you more of them. Then the next thing is to help you integrate marketing and sales and close more deals. And so how this works together. And also help you to keep clients longer with a retention strategy. So what you can do, simple things you can do to, let's say, keep your clients longer than you do now, and then you see the results in the lifetime value. And in this lifetime value, there are the real profits. So there are only two slight catches in this whole, let's say, approach and this whole thing which you can do. And the first is that we're not really good in startups. And the title of this video and presentation is how to get more and better business-to-business clients without increasing your budget, right? So this also indicates that you already have clients and that you are getting clients, but you want more and better clients, right? So that means if you're just starting out, then this strategy is not really a good fit for you. So that doesn't work out. So this really works well for established businesses that want to grow and want to make the next step. And the second is that there are only 2 people in my team who are qualified to help you. So we are not, let's say, don't have a big sales team or something. That's not our, let's say, thing that we do. So we have a limited team and we don't have a lot of slots doing this. So if you're interested in doing the scan and plan session for the performance marketing in the way that I showed you, then click the button and let's get started. And in a summary, what we will do on the call, So we will see what kind of performance impact you're actually looking for. So what do you want to achieve? And then secondly, we identify the areas for improvement tailored to your unique business needs, what we did in the first step. Yeah? We do this all during the same session. We give you an estimate what you can win and also give you our impact scorecard and blueprint. And on top of that, you also receive the business growth simulation tool that you can use also later on. So we will use it with you so that you have exactly the numbers and you can see what it does and what it not does. So we will do all these things with you during this call, and it's a free service, this call. And if you want to work with us, fine. If you don't, it's also very cool, doesn't matter. The whole goal for this call is to help you to make a better impact and to do better performance from your marketing spend, implement the things that can really move you forward. So we are looking forward to help you. And thank you for your attention in this video. And of course, we are looking forward to do this session with you to help you further in your marketing process. See you soon. Thank you.